Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Lights Monarch. I'm Casey, and today I wanted to talk about Vindicate. It has been 1 week since Vindicate has finally released, and I wanted to know and ask anyone listening, what are your thoughts on it? Leave a comment down below and leave a like while you're down there. Share it with your friends. It's very much appreciated. But with Vindicate, I gotta say, the whole album reception has been amazing. There's obviously still haters, as there always will be and always has been, especially for Black Veil Brides, but their newest album has come out with a bang. They are going all cylinders firing, if you will, and they have not slowed down. The album's been out, they've been touring like crazy. The Vindicate tour even got a second leg announced, which is awesome. Still no Canadian dates, unfortunately, but what can you say? They are still doing amazing. They are honestly playing their best shows. I've seen some clips here and there. They've went live on TikTok a couple times as well when they play the new songs, and everything has been fantastic. Not to mention the band themselves, each member, as you're watching these videos from people on TikTok or Twitter, what have you, you see that they're the happiest they've been too. Like, they're cracking jokes. They're being free and not angry anymore. Like, Andy's not looking to fight everybody anymore. Obviously, he hasn't for a while, of course. His fighting days are kind of behind him, unless if he had to. But regarding just the repertoire that he has with the crowd when Andy speaks to them, it's been fantastic. Let alone there has been some controversy or quote-unquote beef that he made with Sleep Token fans. I'm sure if you're a part of the fandom, you already know, but Andy himself pointed at a guy that was wearing a Sleep Token shirt in his crowd, and the guy seemed like he did not want to be there. He just seemed sad or upset the fact that he was having to be there with his girlfriend, who apparently she was rocking out. But he pointed at that guy and was like, "What if we told you we're Sleep Token?" And obviously, it's a complete joke. Andy wasn't being serious in any way or any sense of the word. But Sleep Token fans immediately in the comments of all the videos, "Fuck you, you're not Sleep Token, you guys suck, you could never be the talent that they," like, blah, blah, blah. You know, it goes on. Just obvious hate. And it's so funny because it was just such a joke. Like, that's why he said it, and the guy that he said it to even laughed, and it's just kind of taken on a form of its own where Andy has had to talk about it for this, like, past week, and probably coming shows as well. Who knows, could lead to something, a collab of sorts with Sleep Token, now that, like, they're kind of in the same conversation. I know that's getting too ahead of myself, probably won't happen, but being Andy does enjoy Sleep Token, and I'm sure the rest of the members do as well, it would be a really cool collab. But that's been some of the fun, kind of joyful moments around the tour. Even though there's hate in it, I'm sure the Sleep Token fans can take a breather and know that Andy was joking. He's been very clear about that. But now it's a joke that he's going to run with. So it should be at your coming show if you're seeing them. And if you're not, check if they're in your area and get some tickets. Rock out to an amazing show, because the set list, from what I've seen, is wicked. Now, apart from the tour itself, the album, Vindicate, it has sat with me so well. I've been listening to it pretty well on repeat, just with a few maybe songs or albums here and there, you know, kind of spice it up in between, and for my streams to actually count, because that's apparently what matters. I don't really care too much about my streams being counted, aside from wanting to help the members and the band itself get the numbers, so I'm not exactly sure how they managed on the Billboard 100 or 200. I didn't get to see it. Unfortunately, I don't believe they were in the top 10, but on the USA Global Chart, or USA Chart rather, on Spotify, they did crack number 9. So that is awesome. I know that they were still number 1 in metal. I believe this week they're number 2 on iTunes. And I do believe their peak is still what I said it was last week at like number 8 on all genres on iTunes. But all the numbers and nonsense aside, the album itself, the music, the actual art of it all has been so good. It has filled up all my spare moments, empty moments, driving to and from work, my brand new job that I just got. and just started this past week. It has been my saving grace, this album. From all of the singles that were released and the extra tracks that we hadn't heard before, be it Alive, Sorrow, even Cut, the grand ballad that is Cut with Lil Hazar, and of course Ave Maria, Woe and Pain, those three actually, Woe and Pain, Ave Maria, and Sorrow being my favorites on the album. I still don't know if I could really put a proper tier list together with the songs, because they honestly are all very good, and this album's just been an album that I haven't really thought of as a specific song standing out, because every song deserves to be there, for one, actually pushes this narrative along that the record is trying to say, and it's just, there's no certain song that's like, that is the song of the album. Even if they tried to make Cut or any of the other singles the songs for the album, it doesn't feel that way for me. Every single song is just one small piece to the bigger picture, and I believe that is how an album should feel. And Black Veil Brides hit the mark with Colors Flying. So luckily, Vindicate has sat with me very well. I do believe it is still their best record to date. I don't know if it's my favorite yet, as I mentioned in the last episode, but it is so good. I'm so glad it's for the fans, and I'm so happy that every fan that has listened to it has had such a great reaction for what I've seen, mind you. And I hope that that fact is true, because in my opinion, it is amazing. Vindicate is everything that we could have hoped for, everything that they were building up to. They did not let me down in any way, shape, or form. So please, again, let me know what you think of Vindicate in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you want more Black Veil Brides, more Vindicate, there's been many interviews that Andy and the rest of the band, mostly just Andy, though he's kind of the one that takes on those interviews. There are interviews to be had and to be read. There's some that are just text and others that are video. So go check them out. Just look up Black Veil Brides interviews on YouTube, and I'm sure you'll find a bunch. Andy just did one with Jesse Lee where he talks about that Sleep Token bit, if you will. So go check those out if you are fiending for more Black Veil Brides. Next up here, I wanted to talk about 21 Pilots. Now, 21 Pilots, one of my favorites, obviously. They aren't releasing any new music, but they did start with placing some signs all over these different venues. If you lived in Ohio, specifically Columbus, I believe, you could actually go down and get the sign yourself. It said "From Here," because they're from that state. You were able to get these signs, place them on your lawn, put them in your window, what have you. And some businesses did it, some venues were doing it, and it kept on scaling up. Every single day that would pass, really, or within the same day, it was very quick anyways, but it kept on building. Just scaling up from one venue to the next, bigger and bigger and bigger, until we got a full-on drone show. Like, drones flew in the sky, lit up the 21 Pilots logo in the sky. Not AI, not some CG baloney. No, it was a drone show. 21 Pilots put on a drone show that flew above the sky on top of Ohio Stadium, right above it. So just imagine being a fan, literally looking out your window and seeing the equivalent, if you will, for the click, the bat signal shining in the sky. What would you think? Like, what was going through people's heads in the moment that they were seeing that? Because it wasn't announced. They didn't say they were doing it. It was just, hey, if you were driving home that night from work late at night or driving home from the gym, I've seen some TikToks of people literally having this experience, looking up in the sky. Oh, hey, the 21 Pilots logo. Bat signal, if you will. Crazy. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, because I know if I seen it, my jaw would have just dropped. Like, what's that about? I would have went there instantly. But the people that did get to see it, it was announced not very long after that they were going to be playing, and are going to be playing, their biggest show ever. The biggest show of their career, to cap off their Clancy/Breach tour that they've been going on for the past 2 years, to really cap off this whole, not just those album tour cycles, but the story of the album alongside what Breach was. They're going to be playing their largest show of their entire career in their hometown of Columbus at Ohio Stadium on October 17th with Death Cab for Cutie opening. That is insane. That absolutely insane. And pre-sale already, the sign up is live. If you want to go get tickets, please sign up for pre-sale. They'll probably go quick. But the pre-sale sign up is live now, with pre-sale going live on Tuesday and regular sale is coming out this Friday. So if you're interested in this show, their career set list, because they did say, at least Tyler of 21 Pilots did say, that this show is going to be their longest set yet. Not a set that they've done before, brand new, exclusive to this show, and it'll be about 3 hours long. So we are getting the equivalent of 21 Pilots' Eras Tour. That is insane. In one show, mind you, it's not a tour, but this one show, they said they're probably going to play their largest set yet, at their largest venue yet, and are still working out the kinks and the kind of way they want to interact with this crowd, being it is such a big audience and big area to cover for just two guys. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least, to see how it's actually performed when it comes to be. The show itself, if I didn't say before, is October 17th. So we've got a ways for them to plan it, a ways to wait to actually see how it's pulled off and what they're able to do. And most importantly, what songs will they play? They have such a large discography, so many songs to choose from, and so many fan favorites that mean different things to each person in that massive crowd. What are they going to choose? How are they going to do it? And what will it be? I cannot wait. I don't believe I'm going to the show myself. Let me say that right now. Kind of tight on funds. Don't know if I can make the trip. If it is possible, I would love to be there. But all that said, the actual announcement, insane. Love that they went above and beyond for what will be their biggest show ever. I'm so happy for them. They did get a taste of this stadium back during hockey season. They did a little show for, I believe, the Winter Series, something like that along those lines for the NHL. They did play that, but it was only like 7 minutes, and it was obviously very cold out that day. But they are going to be playing October 17th at Ohio Stadium, and I am very, very excited to see what they will do. I cannot wait to, at least if it has to be, live vicariously through all of the videos, because it is going to be a set list and a show to be remembered, and I only pray that they are able to record it or release the audio in some form, some way, be it on a vinyl, like Record Store Day exclusive, who knows. I would love to experience it in one way or the other. So it seems very big things for 21 Pilots, and a very big and completely fitting way for them to be able to cap off this era of Breach, Clancy, and not only that, but their whole career. No, they're not going away forever, but they are going to be taking what will assume to be a very large break after this. So if you've missed out on 21 Pilots, I would very recommend seeing this, especially if you're a fan, but I will definitely be right there alongside all of the Click members, at least living through it in whatever way possible. And not only that, there have been a few interviews that have come out ever since this show was announced. Go check them out. They're on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you can find the video content, of course. And not to mention just that, Blurryface, their album Blurryface, is now 11 years old. I feel like I was just celebrating the 10-year anniversary literally the other day. But lo and behold, it is already 11 years old. That means Breach is nearing its 1-year anniversary. I know that's further on, of course, but around the time that 21 Pilots Blurryface did turn 10 years old last year, we were starting to get the contract and the actual rollout to what will be Breach, or what had turned into Breach. And that means it's almost been a year since that, and then almost a year since I seen them, and oh my god, this year is going too fast. But enjoy the moments while you can, celebrate Blurryface, and go get some tickets to either this or Black Veil's show. Just support live music, man. It's 2026, it needs the support. Now to move on past 21 Pilots, but still in the same vein of music alongside Black Veil, is Spotify, their 10-year anniversary. They did do a special thing for their 10-year. I did not know that they came out in 2016. I thought they were an older company than that, but all that to be said, they did release some stats for everybody that has Spotify, and I myself have had Spotify since 2016. September 21st, 2016 was my first day on Spotify according to this anniversary celebration, and I was actually able to screenshot the final post on it, which I did post to my Twitter. If you're not following, go follow at Lights Monarch on all socials. And this picture here, if you will, it says first day on Spotify, September 21st, 2016. I apparently listened to 14,414 songs in my entire Spotify career. Thought that was a little low, not gonna lie, but maybe they're individual songs, which in that case I guess is a pretty decent number, as well as my first ever song streamed on Spotify was Cancer by 21 Pilots, their cover of the MCR song by the same name. An amazing cover. I remember when that came out, and I still love it to this day. A very good song, and I love that that was my first ever stream, with my most streamed artist actually being, to no surprise of anybody, especially not my own, Black Veil Brides, which apparently, being my most streamed artist, I had spent 54,563 minutes with them so far. And I have to say, every single second of those minutes counted were minutes well spent. Absolutely amazing. Wish the number was higher, to be honest, but what can you do? I thought it would have been a little bit higher, but I was happy that they were my top artist, and again, wasn't much of a surprise to myself, being I've listened to them and my specific Black Veil Brides playlist for honestly countless of times now. Like way too many times to some people's standards, but in my opinion still not enough, to be honest. I love that band with every fiber of my being, and they released an all-time top songs playlist for every single individual. If you have Spotify, you will have gotten this too, and it actually names your top songs. So I wanted to just go through the first few of them. I'm not going to go through the whole list because there's way too many songs on it, but my current all-time top song list only has Black Veil Brides, Andy Black, NF, and 21 Pilots in it. So if that goes to tell you anything, as I've mentioned my pillars, if you will, the top three being Black Veil, 21 Pilots, and NF, it is honestly no surprise to myself. But my top song of all time is Scarlet Cross by Black Veil Brides at 397 listens. That's wild. I knew it would be high, and obviously it is the highest because I was at the peak of my Spotify listening when The Phantom Tomorrow was not only announced with Scarlet Cross, like a year before the album actually came out, but also just the fact that it was a wicked record. So they were my number one. Scarlet Cross, 397 listens. Number two was Fields of Bone with 327 listens. And my third was Crimson Skies with 290. And I'll just give off the next few here. In the End, 202 listens. Torch, 197 listens. Savior 2 tied for 197. Fallen Angels, 188 listens. Lost It All, 174 listens. And then Wake Up tied with Homecoming King at 171, with Saints of the Blood at 170. I'll save you from any more boredom there, but I did want to mention those few since they were the ones that would actually fit in a screenshot. I do have the playlist saved itself, so I can go back to it at any point that I want to, but I thought it was a very cool thing to just be kind of surprised with that certain day. Did I listen to the playlist much? No. I was still listening to Vindicate, so I do have to dive into that playlist still, but it is obviously all songs that I very much love, and am very surprised to see that it is all mostly Black Veil and Andy Black. Surprised to some extent. Again, I listen to them all the time, but just with everything else that I have listened to, it just really goes to show and cement the fact that I listen to them to no end, especially that specific playlist of mine. Now, to mention another artist that I do appreciate and love, they do have a brand new album out. Yes, it is Noah Kahan with The Great Divide. I just wanted to mention it because I seen it. It actually still remains at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with 132K units. It has now spent 3 weeks at number 1. That is insane. Good job, Noah Kahan, especially for just blowing up with Stick Season and now cementing the fact that he deserves to be here with The Great Divide. I'm very happy to see that album and he as an artist is just doing so well. It is so deserved, and I only hope and pray that one day Black Veil can reach that height as well. Now, to move past music just for a quick second, I do need to mention something in the world of sports, specifically hockey, as it is now the IIHF World Hockey Championship. Yes, it is going on. It is overseas, I believe in Switzerland. There's 2 different host cities, of course, for Group A and Group B. But Team Canada, they find themselves in Group B, and they are currently, as of recording, 3-0. 3 wins, 0 losses, beating first Sweden 5-3. Then Italy 6-0, and finally today, as I'm recording this, beating Denmark 5-1 to stay undefeated in the tournament. It is still the beginning stages of this tournament, of course, so there are more games to come. They'll go on to play Norway this Thursday, May 21st at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, my personal time, and the action itself is just beginning. With this star-studded ensemble of players being like Macklin Celebrini, Sidney Crosby, Ryan O'Reilly, even the Oilers defensemen, Bouchard and Nurse, all of the players, they are insane, star-studded lineup through and through. You really don't want to miss it. This tournament has been something to watch. The game that I just watched against Denmark was nail-biting, and it really shouldn't have been, all things considered, but Canada need to stay humble, the players need to stay humble, and it's honestly been awesome watching them, especially after the past heartbreak of the Olympics. Yes, it still kind of hurts when I think about it, but hey, that's how it goes, and hopefully they can find some retribution in this tournament, not just for the Olympics, but of course for last year when they were actually beat in the quarterfinals against Denmark. So let's see if they can pull off some magic this year and actually bring gold home for the first time in a while, because Canada has not been doing well in terms of hockey in the past few years. So Canada, please bring it home. And Celebrini, Captain Celebrini at 19 years old, absolutely wild. Bring home gold for Canada. You can do it, buddy. Just keep on pushing. Hopefully Team Canada can do it. And mentioning the Oilers, of course, it's a little bit of controversy, a lot of nonsense to be had within that hockey realm of the Edmonton Oilers, but they fired their head coach again. This time, Chris Knobloch is now no longer the head coach. Right before he was supposed to start his 3-year extension, they decided to fire him. And there's a lot of questions surrounding the Oilers. What will happen this season? What needs to happen for Connor McDavid to not leave? He's their star player, one of the best players in the entire game. And if he leaves, will they trade him? Will the Edmonton Oilers do the Connor McDavid trade? And what will happen regarding the Oilers this season? They're in talks with a bunch of different people, some different coaches. I know that Craig Berube, the coach that was coach at least of the Maple Leafs this past season, who I believe did not do a very good job. Mind you, the Leafs are a different problem entirely, different issues towards them, and not saying anything bad, but they are the Leafs. They need some extra help, of course, and seems that the Oilers do too. They talked about being an underwhelming team, a mediocre team this past season, and that they shouldn't have been taking everything for granted. So we will see what happens. It's been a load of nonsense over there, and I guess with so many questions surrounding it all, we just have to wait for this coming season to actually see what is going to happen regarding them. And them being my favorite NHL team, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on everything to do with that. other than that, to get out of sports for that quick moment, thanks for hearing those rambles, I wanted to mention some pickups that I actually just found. I was able to order the Warped Tour 2017 CD, Target exclusive, mind you, from eBay. It wasn't too much, actually. It was only like $14, brand new, so hopefully it's not a bootleg. But I did end up getting that CD for the very single song, the rest don't fully matter to me, being Beyond My Reach by Andy Black. Yes, Andy Black has an exclusive single, outside of the one that is exclusive to YouTube, being They Don't Need to Understand. Wish that one was on streaming, but Beyond My Reach from that CD is exclusive to that version. Not just the Warped Tour CD of 2017, no, the Target edition. It has Andy on the cover from his Warped Tour days, and it has that song as an exclusive, and it was supposed to be the song of the summer, which in my opinion does fit. I really like that song. I actually just re-listened to it on YouTube when I bought the CD because I was so hyped about it. I used to have the CD, mind you, before all my CDs were stolen, but I found my comment on the YouTube video itself for the official song release, and it said 8 years ago, mind you, wow, this actually might just be my favorite Andy Black song, TBH, with a smiley face emoji. Great, fantastic, that made me laugh that I seen my comment there, but it's true. Beyond My Reach is one of my top favorite Andy Black songs, and I hate that it's locked behind the Warped Tour CD. I know I can listen to it on YouTube, but I like having the physical copy so I can then put it on my computer and then put it on my phone in the best quality possible. I'm sure I could go some backwards way of looking online and finding some rip of it online, but no, I wanted the CD, so I bought the CD. And not only that, I also found the Kerrang! Magazine, the Green Day cover, being the issue 1649 from December 10th, 2016, just about 10 years ago, like wild. But I found that off Crazy About Magazines from the UK. It's a website that's this kind of warehouse for the retro magazines, or really any magazine that has been released over the past God knows how long. But from this website, I found that magazine, brand new, one copy left in stock, to be able to get the CD with 21 Guns by Andy Black. Yes, Andy Black has covered Green Day, and it is on that CD. I used to have that CD as well, never owned the magazine itself. I just bought the CD off of Discogs a long time ago, but it was a part of the CDs that were unfortunately stolen from my car quite a few years back. But I found this, and I just pulled the trigger. It was like 55 Canadian, so more than I wanted to spend, as I don't care about the Green Day magazine itself. It'll be cool to get it. It'll be sad to have to open it, just out of terms of like, hey, this would probably be a cool collector's piece. But I want that CD. I want the song off of it, and to just, again, be able to rip it to my computer, put it on my phone, and add it to my playlist to eventually work on having my Andy Black Black Veil Brides playlist actually complete. It's been a long time coming. I'm surprised and shocked with myself that I haven't done it earlier and hadn't pulled that trigger earlier, but it is a very rare CD to find, and I've finally found those two, and at prices that I've been willing to pay, mind you. And, yeah, slowly but surely fulfilling my collection and needs of having that collection complete. So I'm getting close. There's just maybe a handful of things I'm missing here and there, especially from those CDs that were stolen in the past, but I am getting there, and I'm very proud of myself and happy with my collection. Not to mention, I actually just went through all of my records and CDs and put them all on Discogs, so I'm all caught up, and I will eventually, this coming week, be releasing an unboxing, probably just short-form content on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, but all the same, I will be releasing an unboxing of Black Veil Brides Vindicate, because that finally just came in, I believe on Friday, of the DVD plus CD combo pack. I will be awaiting more Vindicate packages as the week goes on, and weeks go on, because God knows how long it will take. But once they all start filing in, every record and CD that I did end up buying, I will be releasing videos of all of them, just unboxing to show them off and everything, and then compiling them all together as just a video for anyone that wants to see every single variant and version of Vindicate that I was able to purchase, mind you, which I believe is pretty well all of them. Now, to wrap up here, I just want to talk about some upcoming / new releases that are on my radar. First being My Chemical Romance, yes, MCR, nothing brand new in terms of an album, but they did announce a 15-year deluxe / anniversary edition of Danger Days. Yes, the black sheep, if you will, of the My Chemical Romance discography. It is now turning 15 soon, and it is getting that deluxe anniversary edition. The pre-orders and all of it are on their website, their web store. There's some really cool editions. There's actually a Zoetrope, or Zoetrope, depending on how you pronounce it, that I did manage to pick up myself. I think it's going to be very, very cool to see that thing actually spinning, because the only other one I have is Sempiternal by Bring Me the Horizon, which goes for a lot of money. I'm actually shocked, but I bought it and pre-ordered it when it was originally announced, but that's besides the point. MCR Danger Days is getting that 15th anniversary edition, which will include the original track list fully remastered, as well as 9 bonus tracks from We Don't Need Another Song About California, to Masta of Ravencroft, 0%, to FTWWW, which is an EP, like the EP that they released after the initial release of Danger Days a while back. But it's all to be said that this is the first time that some of these tracks will be available on not only streaming, but physical format, this time being vinyl. There is CDs, of course, as well, and a cassette. There is an exclusive cassette, and there will be an exclusive vinyl if you are seeing MCR within this next few months, I believe. I can't remember the time date. I believe it's on their actual story and socials, but they will be having an exclusive blind edition of the record to go along with the blind edition of the cassette, but the record itself is exclusive to their live shows. Next up, Laika's Wildwood. It's an upcoming film, stop-motion animation. Laika, if you know them, at least you should know them. They make Coraline, Paranorman, I believe. There's quite a few other ones, but the one I'm most familiar with is Coraline, being their very first one, but they are releasing a new movie called Wildwood. The trailer just dropped, and it looks fantastic. That comes out October 23rd, and again, it looks amazing. To keep on the roll with movies, Markiplier, his movie Iron Lung, finally is coming to YouTube to purchase digitally May 31st. We are still awaiting news on physical distribution, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that comes soon. Markiplier has stated that he does want to release the actual movie itself on physical format, being at least DVD, Blu-ray. We'll see if we get a 4K, but don't hold your breath, as Markiplier is taking it into his own hands to release it physically himself. Like, he bought the shit to do it, so he's going to be releasing it literally from his home in terms of the physical distribution, and he is wanting to find ways, as he mentioned, to make it benefit people. Benefit either people or maybe a donation of some sort. I'm not sure. He didn't specify, but he doesn't want it to be just for money. He never made this movie to make money. He made it as a passion project. And again, if you've seen the movie, it shows. It shows in every way, shape, and form. So hopefully this YouTube version, the digital version, sells well enough to really push the fact like, yo, we want this physically. So we will see what happens. Keep your eyes peeled. As for music, again, we got Beartooth. They've got a brand new album coming out, Pure Ecstasy, it is named, which will be out August 28th. And now to touch on some new releases that have already come out, we got Highwind with Long Gone, a new single, as well as the All American Rejects. They released their newest album. First album in quite some time, being Sandbox. I cannot wait to give this one a listen, as I have yet to actually hear it. I've loved the singles, and I love the energy that they're bringing, especially at their age and current position in the music industry. Very exciting and just power to them. I really hope this record of theirs does well. And aside from that, Beartooth, along with the album announcement, they did release the single Pure Ecstasy, the title track from the upcoming record, brand new single, as well as Gracie Abrams with Hit the Wall, her new single from her newest album, or at least upcoming album, Daughter from Hell. Then we got My Chemical Romance. They released Na 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 from the BBC Radio 1 archives, which is going to be an extra track on their upcoming 15th anniversary edition of the record, as well as Breaking Benjamin. They released a new single called Something Wicked, and they've got a new album on the way soon. I'm not sure if anything has been specifically announced for that, but they have been clear that new music in terms of an album is on the way. And other than that, the last release that I wanted to touch on today is MGK and Wiz Khalifa. They released Girl Next Door. Very drastic difference from his last single release with Fred Durst, being Fix Your Face, but this one hopefully will be better than what that was. I wasn't a big fan of that last release, but I have not heard this release either, so fingers crossed that it is at least better. Shouldn't be hard. Shouldn't be hard. But all that to be said, please keep it in mind. Do not throw your phone at the artists during shows. When you see an artist, don't throw your phone at them. Ollie Sykes of Bring Me the Horizon got hit by a phone literally right in the face, to the point where he, I believe, had like minor concussion of some sort. I know as he was playing the show, he actually apologized later on to say sorry he wasn't performing his best because the pressure in his head was so much after being hit in the face with a cell phone. Like, what a legend, though, to apologize to his fans for him being hurt. Like, rock star through and through. But please don't throw your cell phone at anybody when they're performing, or just anyone in general. Don't be a douche, all right? So thank you so much for listening, and thank you for discovering the music within.